Hey, sexy people, let's talk about holistic sexual health and wellness, specifically within ethical non-monogamy, whether you're practicing swinging, polyamory, or open relationships. There's a lot of freedom in ethical non-monogamy, but that freedom comes with intentional responsibility. Hi, I'm Taylor Sparks, your ethical non-monogamy coach, erotic educator, and sex goddess. And for those of you who do not know, I'm also a certified holistic aromatherapist and the founder of OrganicLovin.com. Organic Lovin' is where we specialize in improving adult sexual health and wellness, and of course enhancing their sex lives. So one major dynamic we need to address is fluid bonding. Fluid bonding doesn't mean we're in love. It means we've made a conscious decision to exchange bodily fluids without barriers, like using condoms or dental dams. But here's the thing, everyone defines safe differently. What feels low risk to one person might feel too risky to another. This is why your relationship needs clear and ongoing conversation about what's safe, not safe, and what happens when there's a change. Fluid bonding decisions aren't about control. We don't get to control our partners, only ourselves. We can, however, set boundaries, not borders, not rules, around our own bodies based on our own comfort levels. Let me share a real example with you. I was in an open triad where I was fluid bonded with my partner, who also had a wife, and we all had been tested and everybody was good. And our agreement was that if anyone wanted to play with anyone outside of us, that was fine, as long as condoms and care was taken. Well, my partner met, a new woman, and he got the new toy truck syndrome, right? And he wanted to fluid bond with this woman he had only been dating for a month or two. His wife and I were like, what? Wait, no, why? Like, you barely know this woman. But he was full on into his NRE, new relationship energy, and wanted her to be an additional partner. So we had to kind of sit with that for a minute, right? And then we realized that we can't control him. I mean, the dick is attached to his body. But we had our own choices to make. So what were my choices? 1, I could leave him. 2, I could stop having sex with him. Or 3, I could go back to using condoms with him, because at the end of the day, I can only control one person, and that is me. I am solely responsible for my own sexual health and, of course, my orgasms. Only me. And I am not going to go around policing a grown-ass adult. So I chose to go back to using condoms with him, even though we were previously fluid bonded. But that's how adult, respectful boundaries work in ethical non-monogamy. Another important conversation. When do you disclose a slip-up or an accident, like a condom breaking or coming off? Or how often should you get tested? That really depends on your activity level, number of partners, and agreement within your relationship dynamic. Regular testing isn't one size fits all, but transparency is always essential. If something happens, even if it's embarrassing, say something, right? Get tested, apologize, handle your business, and then move on. Now, let's talk about female bodies, women's bodies, female bodies in particular. When a woman brings on a new partner, her body might experience an imbalance like BV, also known as bacterial vaginosis. BV is not an STI, right? It's an overgrowth of bacteria already living in the vagina, and you can treat it naturally. Here are some holistic remedies, right? Boric acid suppositories, hydrogen peroxide diluted washes, coconut oil, probiotic suppositories, or even apple cider vinegar soaps. Antibiotics in themselves can throw off your entire system, so if it's not necessary, you can look for holistic alternatives first. Always, of course, talk to your doctor. So when it comes to lube, everyone should be using it. Why? Because wet and glide are not the same. Without enough glide, our vaginas risk micro tears, right? Which increases the chance of catching everything you're trying to avoid. But not all lubes are safe. Avoid flavored lubes. Avoid anything with propylene glycol, alcohol, parabens, glycerins, glucose, sucrose, or other sugar derivatives. Why? Because what happens when you put sugar in something dark and warm and wet? Yep, you stop baking bread. Use organic pH-balanced lubricants, especially if you're prone to yeast infections or irritation. Let's also talk about vegan condoms. Yes, vegan. And no, they're not a lettuce wrap. You can't eat them, right? But the differences are they are made from a sustainable rubber tree. So yes, they still are latex, just made without all the chemicals like standard condoms, like your Trojans and Lifestyles, etc. They are not tested on animals. Yes, the other ones are tested on horses and sheep, believe it or not. They don't use rabbits because they're addicted too little and they come too fast and they just can't seem to get the research. So they stick with the bigger animals. They don't have a milk casing on them. That's that powdery substance sometimes you see inside the package. If anyone takes a moment to look, it helps to keep the rubber from sticking to each other. But if you have a dairy sensitivity, casein comes from milk, so that might bother you, or it's derived from milk. So vegan condoms are always triple washed, so they don't have that rubber tire smell, because, you know, there's nothing better than you guys love to do is whip off that condom and be like, here, suck that, suck it, suck it. Be like, I don't want to suck it. I don't put that in my mouth because I got rubber tire. But then you're like, suck it, and you're like, fine, and then we do, and then our mouth doesn't got rubber tire, and then, well, then you don't want to kiss us. So vegan condoms are triple washed. Overall, they're better for all bodies, right? And yes, they come in a variety of sizes. They come in, you know, regular and extra large and slim goodie for the slim goodies. But they are really good for those who look for clean ingredients. Also, use condoms on your toys, especially if you're sharing them with partners you're not fluid bonded with. And don't forget to clean your toys with organic, you know, toy wash. Nothing with harsh chemicals. And lastly, let's talk about events and resorts. Please, no sex in the pool or jacuzzis. Why, do you ask? Well, as adults, we put at least 156 different chemicals on our bodies every day. And the pool and jacuzzi is just a chemical stew. Sunscreen, lotion, deodorant, body sweat, all those chemicals. And every time you take a stroke, you just push all that nasty water up inside of her. So just don't, right? Sit on the edge of the pool if you must, just not inside of it. And I mean, you really can't do everything you see on porn, because those are controlled environments. And no sex in the ocean either. I know, seriously. Think about it. Salt cures meat. Let that sink in. So when it comes to your sexual health, don't follow fantasy, follow facts. And finally, testing. Again, do it regularly. Do it when you have a new partner. Do it if something feels off. We're all grown folks in this space. There's no shame in being honest. Shit happens. Fix it, apologize, reset. And if you want help navigating this side of ethical non-monogamy, from products to boundaries and conversation, you're welcome to book a free clarity call with me today. And of course, check out organiclovin.com for all of your organic, intimate body needs, because pleasure and wellness, well, it should always go hand in hand. And until next time, your love, your rules, and your freedom. Bye-bye.